Right, this is 10308 Del Rey Southwest. Come into the home. There's a strong odor because the water damage must be a couple days old at this point. You can see, maybe you can or maybe you can't, on the tile there's a few traces where the water has actually dried up on the tile. Kind of easy to tell that the carpet's wet. Haven't had a chance to check the walls yet to see what may or may not be the case here as far as exterior walls that may need to be demoed. You can see in the mechanical closet we have wet walls, and apparently the swamp cooler leaked, and my guess is it leaked right into this closet. This is where the odor is the strongest, so I'm sure we're gonna have to get some air moving in there. Also, this room is wet, and you can clearly see that, so probably have some wet walls here. Not a huge thing. I don't know how long it sat here, so we're going to need to dry this out quickly to prevent it from getting secondary damage like mold. So I wanted to demonstrate the water cloth to you. You can see the water just shooting up through the plexiglass there. You stand on this to give it a little more weight, and the thing about the water cloth is it does subsurface extraction very well, and you can see where I've already put the water cloth. You can see how it's pulled the water up from the padding, from the concrete up to the carpet fibers. Sorry about this film. It's like most of mine. Anyway. The proper way to use the water cloth after you're done is to run over it with your typical scrub wand, which I'll show you in a moment. That's going to get out of it. Alright, so now we take the scrub wand and we go ahead and pull that water that's been pulled up to the face yarns, and we pull that out. The subsurface extractor is really good about pulling it up, back up into the carpet, but if we just left it at that, we'd still leave a tremendous amount of water. So this is a pretty important step right here, going back over it with the scrub wand, just to get all that surface water. Alright, I know the lighting is bad, but I put a dehumidifier in here. This is a large one. I have the output blowing. The S500, which is the standard we use for water damage from the IICRC, tells me to put an air mover every 8 to 12 linear feet of wall. So I've substituted this dehumidifier here. Now, the truth of the matter is, according to the scientific principles, I have too much dehumidification for this home because I'm using 2 of these dehumidifiers, 1 in each one of these bedrooms. Now, the reason is I want to bake this room in. It needs to dry quickly. We're already probably into the danger zone for mold growth, and so I'm believing that what we should do in this case is get it dry extremely rapidly. So we're going to raise the temperature in both of these rooms to a very high temperature with these dehumidifiers, which allows for the evaporation to occur quicker. Relative humidity is relative to the temperature in the air. The warmer the temperature, the more moisture the air can hold. So that induces or speeds up evaporation. And then this machine, as you can see, it has a tube. And so does the other machine, has a tube that runs into the sink so that as it collects that humidity and shunts it down the drain. Now, we're also running air movers up here in the plenum. I took the time to carefully and properly shut the hot water heater pilot off, so we shouldn't have any problem there. I'm hoping because of the ventilation underneath in the plenum, we won't have to do any demolition. Demolition is nobody's friend. So that's where we are right now. We'll be back tomorrow in 24 hours to check and see. Oh, also you'll notice that, you may have noticed it in the rooms, I put blue tape on the wet walls. And I'm going to try to dry these from the interior with that baking in process. We'll evaluate that tomorrow. And you also notice down here on the plenum we have blue tape. If I'm not the technician that comes back and checks it, the next technician knows how high it was wet and what was wet, so they can go right there. Now they'll check everything because we're thorough. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.